British Culture Secretary Lisa Nandy has sparked growing concern about the independence of the BBC, as she has repeatedly and publicly criticised BBC Director General Tim Davie over the broadcaster's coverage and editorial decisions. Since her appointment by Prime Minister Keir Starmer last July, Nandy has openly condemned the BBC for what she calls editorial failings, particularly around its coverage of the Israel-Hamas conflict. Controversies include the documentary Gaza, How to Survive a War Zone, and the live-streamed Glastonbury performance by Bob Vylan, who chanted death to the IDF. Nandy described these issues as a problem of leadership, but stopped short of saying if she still had confidence in Davie, despite the BBC board publicly backing him. Such a combative and public stance by a culture secretary is highly unusual. Former BBC insiders and lawmakers have expressed concern, arguing that Nandy has crossed a line by directly confronting the BBC's top executive multiple times, bypassing established governance channels that call for matters to be handled via the BBC board chair, Samir Shah. Roger Mosey, former BBC editorial director, accused Nandy of trying to micromanage the corporation. The Department for Culture, Media and Sport, DCMS, defended Nandy's actions, emphasizing the difference between editorial independence and accountability. The BBC's independence is protected by its Royal Charter, which mandates that the corporation must be independent in all matters and not take instructions from government ministers. However, analysis shows that Nandy has directly contacted Davie about editorial and operational issues at least 7 times in the past year, a figure greater than all her conservative predecessors combined over the last 14 years. The Culture Secretary has been especially vocal about issues including workplace misconduct allegations involving high-profile BBC personalities like Hugh Edwards and Greg Wallace, as well as accusations of anti-Israel bias in BBC coverage. Behind the scenes, Nandy has reportedly applied intense pressure on the BBC leadership, with ongoing inquiries expected to surface soon related to these scandals. Observers fear that Nandy's persistent attacks could jeopardize the impartiality of the BBC's upcoming charter renewal negotiations. There is also speculation that her approach may be politically motivated, appealing to populist voters amid Labour's challenges and pressure from right-wing rivals. A senior Conservative source warned that if a Tory government acted this way, it would face a backlash for interfering with the BBC's independence. Yet, so far, the response to Nandy's interventions has been muted. A DCMS spokesperson said, "Decisions on what content to broadcast are for the BBC, but the Secretary of State expects rapid action and updates to keep Parliament and the public informed, especially following serious incidents such as the Glastonbury coverage impacting the Jewish community." Subscribe to our channel for the latest news and updates on UK politics and media developments.